Greetings everyone. Please give me a moment to make sure everything's set up. Of course Age of Empires is going. The Rumble is going. Refresh. YouTube says update its thumbnail. Up to date. Forward. Looks like everything's going good. Please give me another moment to check my other computer. And looks like everything's good to go. So let's get started. Have a decent number of replays. Sorry for that. And nope, let's just start from the top. Gonna get a little bit warmed up. And we should be good to go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the left side is the red Mexicans. We have Canadian. On top right side is the blue Incans. We have a foreign name. The unbearable bear shall go down and steal his treasure chest worth 40 wood. Treasure chest probably contained nothing. He just simply ripped apart the chest itself. Of course, I have my things not here, but there we go. When it comes to natives of the map, do have the House of Witten for both players, I believe. Give you access to the Trabant, which is a Papal Guard variant, Assassin Cuirassier, which is a Cuirassier variant, and Age 2 Fort, which is a Fort variant. And of course, some potential Royal Grenadiers, Giant Grenadiers, which are a Obuscon variant, if I remember correctly. Probably incorrect about that. You have a Contra House in the field, as well as a town. Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups. Trading post deployed in the field. So far, I'm not doing all too well casting this game. My apologies. We don't have a deck selected. Oh, we do have a deck selected here. We do have our Volt card. It's got a good number of villagers. Do got the range infantry attack, range infantry hit points, the Warhawk Travises as well as the Contra Houses, Machu Picchu, Jungle Bowman Temple, the Chimu Runner Temple. And we do also, let's see, Kanakas. That is the Maceman Temple. Adds in 5 armor, delivers 10 Macemen. Let's see, that's a Harakas Temple. And we got the 2-pack Rebellion. Makes all your villagers become revolutionaries, plumed spearmen becomes guard musketeers, Bolas warriors become veteran dragoons and not guard dragoons. That's sort of interesting. We got Chimurner to guard hussars, Jungle Bowman becomes guard skirmishers, Rakas to guard grenadiers, Macemen to soldados, was the Mexican musketeer, ×2 musketeer. See, veteran guard grenadiers, veteran hussars, guard skirmishers, veteran soldados, guard soldados. Yeah, it does not say anything about any guard dragoons. So you only get veteran dragoons rather than guard dragoons. That's super interesting. What if that's an oversight? Well, either way, let's see. What type of unit becomes for Bolas warriors? Maybe the quality and change between the two will be too high if it goes to guard. Not sure. We have to age up the chief. The chief is researching the chief. Over here, do you have the Myokayan? I think that's the naval one. Age 2 waters, designed for some water. Also got the 2 factories, got wood, coin. There's arsenal. I see it does get employed in the center of the map. Blues right now going for quite a bit of trees, so maybe I'm for a bit of Contra Boom. Got a war hut being established here. Before he aged on up, so it's effectively an outpost at this moment. You also can go for ×2 outpost or war huts, which give them plus 50% hit points as well, so you can be a little bit extra defensive. War huts do cost 250 wood, which I believe that's the same cost of an outpost. I don't know why I'm having trouble remembering the cost of an outpost.
Yes.
Blue does obtain a Marauding Musketeer, does do 20 damage. And the Kefit, which is 15 damage, so not really that great. And Marauding Musketeer is also lower health, not that great of a Musketeer as well. Just some extra units. He's going for the Jungle Bowman, so red may eye some aggression. The Sparring Flag is active. More Contra Houses there. Got the Builder Travises pushing down south, eyeing for some trade posts. I've queued up that one. Red does have this trading post here. Does obtain a Gunman. Gunman is, of course, the expert in gun. He's also going for a shipment of the War Hut Travises. This will give him some good amount of defense, which will give him some time to collect the resources and bring reinforcements in case he gets rushed down. His opponent is going for a Surgeon, so got a bit of insurgency here. The Surgeons have relatively normal siege damage, but it is pretty good for their cost of 70 food. So they're a pretty good unit to torch down these trading posts. The combos do have a incredibly basic and pathetic attack of 5 damage. I've been told you can garrison Shimi runners inside of them, which may improve their damage. I have no idea. Not Shimi runners, the Scout Chicos runner, Chicos, or however it's pronounced. We got now Ronald Bowman. Insurgents are a Rodialo variant, which means they're heavy infantry. We got some Soltieros here, a light infantry unit, so relatively equal footing compared to Jungle Bowman. They offer 17 damage, 18 range versus 15 damage, 16 range, 90 health versus 110 health. So those Saltieros are just generally better. They are 120, as opposed to Jungle Bowman's 105. Whereas, so good number searches there, going for Shima the Chinakos, which are a heavy cavalry Lancer variant. Will be very useful against those bowmen. And Treasure Guardians are classified as not infantry, so the Lancer will, the Chinakos will not do any bonus damage to them, or less damage. This is the scout thing, Chasqui, however you pronounce that. I'm going to try and deal with this. Jordan's not going to do all too much. He needs those Chinakos. Could try a time attack with them. Chinakos one field. There's only 3 of them. And they will 3-shot these Jungle Bowmen. Gunman fires gun. Jungle Bowman gets some good damage there. Of course, they do have a bit of poison damage to their shots. It's not that useful, honestly. Takes like 2 or 3 points of damage. Does not stack. I got a good number of Shimi runners there. I had to click the one thing that was not a Shimi runner. Another scout thing. Those scout things are shock infantry, like the Shimi runners. We got more insurgents as well as frontiersmen sealed traps. Barracks under fire. And it looks like it's trying to pull out some plume spear to counter out the Chinakos. They could get a pretty good hit there. The insurgents, of course, are heavy infantry units, so they will get bonus damage on the chimney runners. You now have a shipment of wood, more plume spearments on the build queue. Got another round of Chinacos there, so going a good number of them. It's going to be very useful. If you can bring his Padre over here, the Padre does have a bit of healing effect. He is, of course, a priest. Or at least a healing unit, I should say. The Padre's name, or the general's, the Padre's name, Make Canada Civ. And the general's called his name, I should be playing Japan. He usually does play Japan, so I think he's just mixing up playing Mexico. Very different people, to say the least. It may... what's more different? I think Japan made the biggest difference between two civilizations. Japan and Mexico. So I suppose some of the... maybe the Sioux, actually. These Chimney Runners migrating back home. This trading post could be under siege once again. And Blue has a dock now on the field, being constructed. More Chinacos going for shipment of Saltieros. Red's very far from aging up. Blue is very far from aging up, going for the Chica Brewing, or yeah, Chicha Brewing. Now it'll put his food up from 0.6 effective to 0.1. And right now he has 5 out of 12. Trading post does go down. Good number of Chinacos. Saltieros just need to focus on those plume spearmen, which there's a number of them here. There are 26, a good number of them. That's more than Chinacos. Straight forward. Good number of Saltieros there. Inserts will not last so too long. Chinacos trying to straight forward, but there's just too many plume spearmen here. Saltieros now under fire. Chinacos are forced to engage, but they're getting engaged by the plume spearmen. Saltieros don't really have a proper count on the field. I don't see Chimney Runners charging on in. I think his Chimney Runners are down south. Looks like the Chinacos will manage to break through for the most part, but they will be severely wounded. And Red is doing a good job focusing on those plume spearmen with the Saltieros. And also, if they generally hit the jungle bone, that's not too bad an issue. After all, they're eventually going to have to fight each other either way. Chimney Runners push right forward. Even though they're an infantry unit, they're not technically classified as infantry. They're classified as hand infantry and shock infantry, but not regular infantry, so Chinacos will not do bonus damage to them. But they do bonus damage with a hand shock. Huh, did not know that. Oh yeah, they do a bit of bonus damage for a heavy cav as well. So they actually technically are or not a hard counter, but more of a soft counter to Chimney Runners. Their damage increase would be what, +5? 20% would be +5, so 30. And that's the same health as Hussar, or damage as Hussar, so Chinacos are basically the same as Hussars when fighting against Chimney Runners and other Hussars. Though they have a little bit less health in that case. More Jungle Bowman on the build queue. Yeah, I forgot to take a look at state cards. This does give him 8 fishing boats and 1 dock. And this will give him 500 experience and temporarily reveal all enemies. Not really that useful card. Don't go for the experience. It'll cost more than what it's worth. It just gives you a bit of a rebate. But the 8 fishing boats could be very handy right now. Plus extra dock wagon will also make it so you can more likely to get some ships going. These guys are currently fishing on something. Also some sort of, yeah, there's a fish deposit underneath his dock.
See.
Red's villagers are heading back up north. Good number of Plume Spearmen with some Jungle Bowman support. We've now got some Soldados now being put on the field, which are effectively a ×2 musketeer. Red is nowhere near to age on up. Blue is nowhere near as well. We got the late hunting dogs for the Incan player. More Soldados now being deployed in the field. More fishing boats and various fishing research. Looks like Blues are an eye to age up. Red is just still being a bit of military force. He could have canceled Soldados to eye for an age up. He's just getting out more Soldados. But he is at pop cap. Also treasure here, you can take out the gunman and steal his peace treaty. That's worth nothing like all peace treaties. More Soldados pulling the field, so we've got a population of 128 versus 108. Going for the range infantry hit points. More chimney runners on the build queue. Who's now launching assault? Oh, the Soldados, I forgot. Oh, Saltieros, they can camouflage. I forgot about that part of them. Even units with camouflage, you rarely ever see it, like the Jaguar Prowler Knights. Soldados firing away, Chinako's trying to charge right forward, trying to hit those Jungle Bowmen. He does go ahead and mix up his formation a little bit there. But the Plume Spear engage the Chinakos. Of course, they're still going with Saltieros and Soldados. Soldados going to charge forward with bayonets fixed. Jungle Bowmen do have, for light infantry, does have a times 75% multiplier. Looks like Red will just brute force into Blue's base now. This is quite a significant army there. I don't think Blue has anything to really stop him. The Soldados are actually a little bit weak for a siege attack for their price. Can avoid there. Blue also has a combo here. Could have gotten age 2 fort. Blue has not researched anything from here either. The Gophers of Trabants, which could have been useful, is the absorption as well as a Halberdier variant engaged Chinakos. Some of these contra houses are going to go on down. Soldados, Saltieros, push way forward. Jungle Bowman's trying to come in for a bit of harassment. Does get hit a little bit there. Soldados may want to put away their bayonets. And now we've got a Ford Cathedral being put up by Red. Don't know what use is that. Oh, looks like there's quite a bit of food income right now for Red. You go for a shipment of food? Most likely did. Red is now aging up, or Blue's not going for age up. The messenger. The message is attack. It's of course the fast age up. But also cutting down some villagers. Red needs a little bit of time to age up. Got some more of these villagers starting to go on down. Cathedral's established. Oh, it does have a healing aura. That's pretty nice. Building repair though, so it's just that only repairs buildings. He is going for a good number of research here. The visit of 7 houses. I don't know what all the research are on top of my head. Dia de Muertos. Day of the Dead. He's also going for Town Watch and the research we're not going to talk about. We got Imam the Sloop, which is a name. Imam is a name for a Islamic priest. Red is also seeing this gold deposit here. I'll give him a good some coin. Also help deny coin to his opponent. And I don't think, yeah, Blue right now is not really on to collect up too much coin. Just has some silver, some tin being collected up. He also has some villagers or some fishing boats on the whale. More of the plume spear being queued on up. That's not going to be super useful, no. His opponent started to get a good number of these soldados. And now we do have the Royal Festival being deployed on out in the field. I don't know exactly what that does. Got the sloops engaged in the raft. And now the fishboat's trying to get inside the dock. We'll get some good defensive cannon capability. Gets maxed out to 100. The raft does go down, and now the sloops do fall back. Let's continue gathering for resources, not pushing too far forward. Red's now going to age up. It's going for the San Luis Port C. I don't know what that is, top of my head. Opponent has, of course, already aged on up. He's going for the Jungle Bowman Temple, increasing their damage multiplier against heavy infantry in all formations. I don't know why I keep on trying to hit cancel, close out the, or escape button to close out the shipment tab. Decent force here. Both sides just building on up. Villagers migrating off the gold onto perhaps another coin deposit such as silver. A little bit too exposed. He pulled off at a good time as well. Blue's advanced way forward has 142 population in the field versus opponents 180. 55 villagers versus 60, which of course Pink Empire does have all those country houses, so his economy is pretty good. Right now the Mexican army is larger. He may be trying to save up with the guard research. He does have one shipment available. I have 2 Falcon, that seems pretty good to me. Has a decent amount of stockpile resources, maybe signing for an H3 revolt. The San Luis offer San Luis Patriots. Make your Chinacos delivers 8 Chinacos. And make your build time reduced by 10%. Navy's generals construct field hospitals for you for free. Soldados gain 10% hit points and may be deployed from field hospitals. Some of these villagers going down there on heavy the soldados. Not give a shipment. Veteran soldado research now complete. and veteran Chinakos. Inspiring flag will be overran. Red just backing on off. Now he's revolting to Rio Grande, so nope, he canceled it. He's bringing the shipment of Falconets. I'm pretty sure you can revolt now once your shipment's queued. It doesn't cancel the shipment. The Falconet's going to be very useful. Can't say what the Rio Grande offers top of my head. I don't know all the revolt decks. They tend to be a bit revolting. I just saw him just consume some wood here. Oh, I think he's actually eyeing for a standard age up. It's actually pretty close to a standard age up. A number of soldados. We got a very large number of plume spearmen, so are actually not super great. Yeah, of course, more of a counter unit. Falconet's blown field because a couple volleys there. Blue does not have any real counter to them. Got Maceman destroying the house. Not important moment. Chinako's now engaged the jungle Bowman. Salty Gyarados and be engaged in melee. Blue's going to be ripped apart by those Falconets. Chinako's getting some more damage there. More Soldados being deployed on the field. San Luis Patriots now being deployed on in. Only jungle Bowman remains. And still a couple of the Chinakos remaining. Boom Spear and push way forward. Soldados and Salty Gyarados now advancing this on this army. A slowly getting picked on down. Soldados do charge forward with their bayonets fixed, at least some of them. Most Chinakos now down. Got some more Chinakos here. This is now starting to fall on back. Red is advancing. A couple more Chinakos pushing the way forward. Okay, take out Chinakos in these small numbers. Double Plume Spear mix on in, but Chinakos getting some good damage there on those bowmen. A couple more Falconets charge push away forward. One does set on up, does not fire. Good shot there by the Falconets. And looks like the rest of Blue's force is going to be pursued. He has some more stuff up here. Looks like their villagers spent up berries. Got a massive round of Chimi Runners. We're not going to be super great against these Soldados. Let's take out that unit there. Falcon has to push way forward. Double shots in Concha House. The Incan players are 66 villagers versus 49. Red is Concha's villager production. Couple more Macemen pulled out over here. Macemen are classified as heavy infantry as well as siege unit. Knock the combo under fire. When the Contra houses do go down, or that was the War Hut, not Contra House. Ugh. I need to get some caffeine into me. Falconet's still firing away. Soldados on the build queue. Up north, Funnel Sloops moving forward. Does have some fishing boats inside of there. Blue's lost a significant number of fishing boats, looks like. Look at some of these Harakas, or how to pronounce them. fishing boats will charge to their death. There's Revolt. I was grabbing some caffeine nearby. He's gone for the Rio Grande. Good shots there onto the Harakas, which are counter artillery unit. They have 22 or ×2 damage, full siege damage. So they don't really have the range nor the armor resistances. Don't think they're classified. They are classified as infantry, so Falconet's going to be very useful against them. They're no Arrow Knight. Now I got some revolutionaries pushing forward. Nako does get a couple stabs there. Revolutionaries are a healthy musketeer or healthy heavy infantry with slight bonus damage to cavalry at range. Boomsword and do go down there. If we switch over the Rio Grande, he's going for a massive number of these guard research. He also has access to this. He does have access to factory, but I don't think it can blow out heavy cannon. So I could be mistaken. Researchers push way forward, gains good damage on those machine runners. Shinako's advancing, not too many Plume Spearmen there. But plus he has a lot of guns, and it's a pretty good choke point. Plume Spearmen does move around the flanks, trying to hit those Shinakos. There, of course, are guard Shinakos, which are the Charos. The Blue's army will be cleaned up and surrounded and cleaned up. And Blue does back the game there. This is Angry saying, "Thank you for watching," and on next replay. Sorry for the not so great cast. I need to wake up in a moment. This one here, if I remember correctly, is like some really maxed out disciples. Oh, the replay is slow. I'm not going to cast slow. Gotta fix the panning. And there we go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the right side as the blue Italians, we have General Spades. Spawn as his yellow Ethiopian ally, we have Stefan Sudan. Spawn as their magenta Russian opponent, we have Elmaz Vivo. And spawn as the red Dutch, we have the King Taro. So we got vertical stripes, and Italians are weird and they use, no, that's vertical. These are horizontal. Blah, I messed up my joke. Italians do play pretty different in this game. Yellow will be taking out this lizard, and he will steal his bald cypress worth 35 wood. Seeing deck selected. Will we see pizza from the Italian player? Guess we'll have to wait and see. He's going for the hunting doggos and a very fine coat. And Gangsaw only costs wood or food as well. He's using the Italians, of course, get 1 free villager per research, which means also they start off less villagers. And so they will get a nice little villager expansion. I don't know how to describe it. It's a nice little benefit, but also makes your shipments slightly more expensive. And sure, there's a hand. It does encourage you to go for your researchers early. And the Italian player does have a deck or card. No pizza. Darn. He is going for capitalism. Looks like relatively standard Italians. Got the Broken Lands Company. We do also have the Maltese Company. which does give you fire throwers are a mix between an outlaw and not an outlaw. Hospitallers are halberdier variant, and inquisitors. No, fire throwers are the grenadier variant. Hospitallers are halberdier variant, and the inquisitors are a outlaw that's not an outlaw. If that makes any poor sense. Also got German companies, so it's gone for Jaegers and Giant Grenadiers. Black company, Armored Pistoliers and Black Riders. Does have some other stuff. Let's see, the Ethiopian player. What's this card here? Just one mountain monastery builder and one abbin. Lines of mountain monasteries last longer. Not bad. Let's see, this card here improves all gathering rate by 20%, so you can early royal mint. Not bad. Sudanese ally. Let's see, cartridge currency. Enemy infantry and cavalry gains, so we get a bit of a cash bounty. Oh, we just got Italian firearms with his Italian teammate. Yep. Let's see, TG Cav. So he is going for root here. Bazaar looks like. That's Bosniak mercenaries. Of course, he has the bank stuff, so you can always go for bank boom. What is this? There's a lot of unique cards here by the Russian deck. We do have the hot air balloon. It's a card where it feels like it can be very, very useful, but you never see it. Team House of Romanov. Team barracks, blockhouses, noble huts, war huts, and war academies get increased hit points. By barracks is 100%, blockhouses and other combat ones are plus 50%. Huh. That's interesting. His teammate, so the barracks are a bit more healthy. I can see that being very useful for blockhouses as well as if you have Native American allies. We've also got Team Furier, which he's already gone for that. That's actually pretty nice. He has a lot of team cards. I like this. Going for his team cards now. This card is not important in my opinion. Let's see, do have New Order regiments. We've got Shrilet Combat and Portars, or how to pronounce that, Toy Soldiers. Bayonets, so it's basically the Warhut Travises, but a little bit more effective and aged later. Got Grenadier stuff. Increased melee attack of cavalry archers and Streltsy Porshix. Porshix the only one that's actually a melee unit. Cavalry combat. We do also have Ransack, Hulk. But definitely an unusual Russian deck, to say the least. I like all the team cards. Italians tend to be a bit more not aggressive civilization. He is going for stable in house. The only card that the Italians have that's aggressive is the Broken Lance Company, I would say. A really, really good card. Expensive, but a very nice card. Since Papal Lancers are basically mercenaries, so without the mercenary tag. But he is aging up, doing a fast castle or fast fortress, going for the Adventurer. This will allow him to go on an adventure. Can't remember what that provides off the top of my head. Got the prize bowl here. More hussars for the Dutch. Dutch is not really eyeing a bank boom. He has a handful of banks. Did a good job of collecting up the deer. Agenda does ping there. Looks like the Ras will win out, or whatever it's called for the Ethiopians, Emir. Blue's coming out to support. Green Parmesan, perfect name. Also got some Gassienas, a heavy infantry unit for the Ethiopian. Got a bank shipment. Now got a round of Cossacks blown up by Magenta, which the Gaussianas will be very useful for that. These guys are currently attacking each other, and there's 190 coin here for somebody. Blue obtained it. Here comes the Cossacks. We have an outpost here, so you went for the age of bit of coin and oh god, a good number of Passaviers. That is definitely the wrong choice here. Villager may go down, does not have a Basilica on the field, so can't ship in any Papal Guards. The Russian players going for his hot air balloon. Passaviers, he needed some anti-cav. More Gaussianas pulled in the field. And the Gaussianas are in a great position right now. A number of yellow villagers are going down. More Gaussianas here. Looks like all this heavy cav may get trapped a little bit. And all these forces now falling them back. Hussars moving around. Looks like a man went down there. What it was, I'm not sure. I think that was a Shotel warrior. Shipment of coin for the Dutch. Alan's bringing a shipment of coin as well. He's almost at industrial. So we got perhaps fast industrial here. More Hussars here. He needs some pikemen, not Passaviers. He could perhaps bring in the militia as well. And if he has architects on the field, architects in this age can build town centers. Hint, hint. Let's see. Also, the Papal shipments can be very, very nice. Especially the Papa Zulf, Papal Zulf, which is an infantry unit, neither classified as heavy nor light. He's going for the Cavalry Marshal. Can't think of what that provides off the top of my head. By round of Hussars. A villager will escape on out there. More Gaussians being shipped on in. Dutch player is aging up. He's getting to the Exiled Prince. Russian player is not aged up just yet. The 18 villagers. He's not building more villagers. He's just been losing a large number of them. Maybe just failing to collect up resources. Maybe just failing to build villagers. Not sure what's going on with Magenta. Maybe all his aggression is just generally failing. Envoy does pick up Red's Explorer. Got these Hussars here. Now got a defensive castle being established. Fighting players almost finished aging on up. There's age up. That's gonna run on dragoons. Very nice. That could be very helpful dealing with all these heavy cavalry. I'll bring in the shipment of the Guard Bugars Bersigaleri. Butchered that well enough. And since they are one of the few units that are only available in Industrial, they are immediately Guard variant. Got these Hussars pretty forward. Yellow does get inside the town center. Does have good defense force here. A number of Streetlets deployed on the field. Dragoons are going to be just fine. Streetlets are, of course, a light infantry unit, so they do bonus efforts to these Dragoons. But of course, they're Streetlets. More of the Cossacks going down. Got another guard boosted Leary. Regiment is starting to get hit pretty hard here. Russian players still at 18 villagers, just not building any more villagers. Yeah, let's push forward a pretty sizable army. Now we got the Falconet Culverin shipment, which is for those. It may have been better to just go with the Papal Bombards. His opponent does not have any artillery at the moment, or counter-artillery. And yeah, if they are paying attention, they should know that the Russian player is still age 2, while the Dutch is age 3. Blue could push forward, but it's just too afraid to advance, not realizing how weak his Russian opponent is. Now, so I'm pulling some architects. You know the gaslighting research? It's research we just refuse to talk about, as well as the town watch. Got Sebastopol more than up on the field. Ballistica now deployed in the field, which does have the aura to improve building nearby it. We got the militiamen firing away, and one guy snipes him and toots his horn. We of course have some cannoneers here, some mercenaries, all lighted by yellow. Both Gyarados are heavy or light infantry units, so they're vulnerable to any heavy cav, which they don't have at the moment. But they're also vulnerable to artillery, but then again, most things are. Got a large number of Streltsy, which are fun to spam, but in this case, they're down by 2 ages or 1 age, depending on which one's firing against them. Falconets will rip them apart. Do manage to get some good damage here on the Dragoons. After all, these are light infantry units. They actually are effective versus light cavalry. Ready to pull out now a round of these Red Lancers, a mercenary heavy cav. Gaussianas will be very useful helping with them. They are a musketeer or heavy infantry unit, effectively a musketeer. Without the musket. They do have the bayonet part of it. Red Lancers can rip apart, having trouble engaging the various light infantry units. One of the both Falconets still up firing away. Sebastopol Mortar gets a great shot there onto the Strelets. Got a pair of heavy cannons here. Good damage there from the heavy cannons onto that very tight formation. We got Shotel Warriors, a shock infantry unit that has high attack speed and bonus damage versus light infantry. Also, you may see a shot there from Sebastopol Mortar. Good shot there, and got followed up by some Falconets. Heavy cannon has gone down, just leaving Red a handful of assault or skirmishers here. Got a round of Cossacks, but they're getting hit quite hard by the Falconets. Oh, they don't do bonus damage versus the cavalry. They're, of course, H2 versus H4 units. So these guys are not upgraded with field guns, so H3 units. Hussars pretty forward. More of these forces advancing. Got Siena's advancing, take out some more of the Streeless, and here comes the Papal Bombards. Got deployed a little bit too early. Papal Bombards attack slower, they hit more soft compared to the heavy cannon. They do have the deflection aura, that's their primary advantage compared to other heavy cannon variants. Yeah, the Papal Bombards are, I think in my opinion, worse than regular, than even heavy cannons. They do offer a high base damage and actually somewhat effective versus cavalry compared to all the other heavy artillery cannons. But overall, I think they're the least useful of all of them. That's just my playstyle when it comes to the Italians. The deflection aura is quite nice, but also Italians have a lot of sources of deflection aura. You got the Papal Zulf, or the Papal Zulf, and I'm pretty sure the Papal Lances also have as well. Not to mention the Papal Guards definitely do have it. Right, so trying to counterattack with these Hussars. We do have a handful of these Nifitanias, which are heavy infantry. Nope, they're the light infantry ones. Those are just migrating down here. We got more Shotel warriors being pulled in the field. And Red has back to the game, just leaving the Russian player left, which he looks like he just backed out of the game now. As Angrade saying, think of watching and on to the next replay. Great Teammate versus 2K ELO player? A 2K ELO player. His teammate was definitely not 2K. Quite far from it. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the blue Spanish. We have profoundly autistic? No, it's not autistic, that's autistic. Am I misreading that? Is autistic always A-U-T-I? I don't know why, that doesn't seem like the word autistic. I'm maybe just going crazy. I don't think I've really seen it written down all too often. It's one of those cases where, is it really spelled like that situation? Wait, how many resource crates are there? Okay, this is some sort of like a high resource start. And of course on the right side, as the Red Mexicans, we have a foreign name. But am I crazy? This seems like a lot more resource crates. Yeah, you don't usually get that much coin to start out with. So we got some sort of high resource start. Interesting. So this is a custom game. Or this map has that many resource crates, but I don't remember this map having that many resource crates. Oh, either way, when it comes to natives map, we got some very important water buffaloes. Very useful in Mexico to collect those up and put them on the hacienda.
Atención.
Spanish player now has a deck available or selected. We do have a card here I'm not familiar with. Early period of foot archers as crossbone, longbone, and pikemen are trained faster. Interesting. It does also affect, it looks like Mexican insurgents as well. Also a number of the native units as well, which means it could be useful for a revolt deck. This is Spanish, so they can revolt to Mexico, right? And some other stuff? That could be interesting. Of course, I got some archaic cards here. As well as some cavalry cards there, so maybe going for archaic Rodialos, crossbowmen, and lancers. We'll also have Spanish Gold, of course. No church card. Mexico has not selected deck just yet. He is aging up to Maiko Kanen. That's the naval one. You can get a shipment of a dock and fishing boats. Must be the other benefits for that state. That's why he's aging up to it, because I don't see why he would go for that. Blue did find a good number of these water bison. Red has also not selected deck there as well. I think I've seen this a couple times, where Mexico could just not go for a deck, revolt immediately, and then they can select their deck after the revolt once they return to Mexico. Spanish player has selected a deck that is versus Mexico. He has a planned deck for it. Can't say how effective it will be. Guess we'll have to wait and see. He has gotten, of course, an outpost wagon. Bring a shipment of wood. He may be on explosive aggression. Got a barrack started being blown up by the center map by blue. He's going to be aggressive. The revolt should be available soon. Mexico's still aging up. Going for all of his villages on coin at the moment. And you don't get access to your state cards as well. Got the military wagon pull in the field. 2 shipments available. I'm not sure what he's eyeing. Got some pikemen being pulled up by the Spanish that can be very effective. Now he's revolting to Baja, California. There's the filibusters. There's a number of frontier post wagons. These filibusters are a little bit not moving. There we go. Part of the transformation sort of bugging them out a little bit, but he has corrected it. And now he's bringing a shipment of the Walker's Games to give him 7 random mercenary or outlaws, which I think are all U.S. variant. We got some pikemen there, which will torch down. Ooh, the Cantina All La Opera. Nice little pick there. Also bringing a shipment of Japanese coin, 600 coin directly into his bank account. Taking out the saloon there's actually pretty nice. A nice production. These military wagons going for the outposts, so he doesn't have this saloon there for reinforcements. That's a bit of oversight. Of course, going for filibusters at home. Frontier post wagon deployed in the field. Let's see, we do have a cowboy.
What is your command?
That's one of the 7 outlaws. The other ones are 2 gunslingers, 3 owl hoots, and another cowboy. So 2 cowboys, 3 owl hoots, gunslingers. The owl hoots, of course, are light infantry units, and the cowboys, of course, are light cavalry. Our hoots also have really high attack speed at 2. Or slow, depending on which way you look at it. For something of this high damage, definitely high. Shipments available. Not sure what he should eye. Maybe capitalism? Factory is probably a better idea, because you can task out the collective coin. That would be 5 as opposed to, what, 1.65? Yep. Crossbowmen being put on the field, which are a answer to filibusters. They're not exactly a good counter unit against heavy. Though he is playing Spanish, which is more archaic. Does take out the cowboy with him though. As much as I don't like them crossbowmen against heavy infantry, they are very good versus light cavalry. Like any other light infantry unit. Revolutionary General takes some severe damage. He is not classified as heavy, but doesn't take any bonus damage. General has gone down. The Padre is still alive. Crossbone's being microed quite nicely. He has some pikemen. Casting Handful to go to the train post will probably be useful, but right now pikemen are just not useful in combat. They're trying to draw some fire there. Have 50% resistance, barring melee resistance. Crossbow getting some good damage here. Here comes the Minutemen, or Militiamen. The 3 Owlcoots are still alive, still pose a problem. Got some Banditos on field as well. They also have the high attack speed. Crossbow Militiamen gains some great damage there. Red's assault has been stopped. Blue could eye for a counterattack. He doesn't really have much anti-structure at the moment, or really at all. Crossbow not great. Minutemen are even worse, or Militiamen. Not like they're too much worse. After all, there's not really a big difference between 8 and 5. Both are pathetically bad. But he is pulling out around pikemen, which do have good torch damage. Actually, very good for the price of what, 32 torch damage? Or siege damage, as opposed to 8. There's also unused military frontier post wagon there. That's a free snipe by Blue. I think he was wanting to get that on top of his train post there, just was unable to do it. And looks like Red does back the game. Good defense there by Blue. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. I keep on trying to hit F10 to load another game. Another game involving Valhalla? Why not? It's Friday, I can get more caffeine into me. Give one moment as I open it up. Additionally, I still need to fix the scrolling speed because it's still a bug. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 3 replays. Well, on the bottom right side as the Red Mexicans, we have TFL. Well, on top left side as the Blue Dutch, we have DED. All in capitals, so I have to say it louder in DED. Don't want to say it too loud though, because I am, of course, living in an apartment. Yeah. I wish I can afford a place. Housing around where I live is expensive. If it was back in my hometown, I could easily afford a home. But here, not so much. Things are in my price range. The floor is not flat. I may not be picky at what type of house I want, but I'm pretty sure I want a home to have a flat floor and not uneven. Is that too much to ask? Tigers being slowly picked on off. No shot there. Very good micro there. And both kitty cats go on down. You steal their live oak so they can no longer lounge around on top of it. Of course, we've got a handful of villagers there onto the coin deposit because it is Dutch. Their citizens or merchants do cost coin instead of food. They don't need to eat food, they just have to buy the food so they can eat it, feed their families. Right? That's how that works. Dutch player has a shipment available. Not selected anything just yet. Mexico has already selected a deck. We got the Fast Fortress. You're going to see the incredibly rare Mexican Age 3. I know I always joke about it, but I generally believe that for Mexico, Age 4 is more common than Age 3. And he doesn't have any revolt like independence movements or revolt cards there. He does keep, of course, 2 factions here because you never know, because you always should have those cards. But he is definitely going for Fast Fortress to bring in the military pressure. He may not even revolt. Hacienda wagon now pulled on in. Cal, ready to monitor the Hacienda's progress. You'll be that Cal, the lord and master of the Hacienda. This is Betty's new home. And Mexico's aging up with the Tlaxcala versus the Quartermaster. The land deck, of course, got only one spare bank card. I just realized it adds +5 build limit to merchants. Has it always been like that? I thought it was always +1 to bank and nothing else. Am I crazy? Yes, I am, but... of course, religious freedom, so Red Lancer's a possibility. He can bring some Swiss pikemen. One of my favorite mercenaries in the game. Some Lancer variants. Some Irishmen. Factories, tube speculation. Overall, looks like it's going to be standard Dutch overall. You got the Routier Skirmisher composition possibility. Oh, wait. Got a trade post being built here. This native is the Sufi Mosque. And this is red going for them. So the Mexican player is going to Sufi Mosque. The Sufi Mosque offers the Kuzbalash, a hybrid heavy range cavalry. This is one of the rare heavy range cavalry units. They are also classified as lancers. So if Mexico would have gone for the Calabros card, which he has not gone for that one, it would actually improve the Kuzbalash's melee by 100% versus infantry. You'd be surprised how many things are classified as lancers. Chinacos are classified as lancer, I'm pretty sure, but the Kuzbalash are also as well. These guys are slept on. I had not really seen them really deployed out at all, but the more I always look at them, they have really good potential for primarily for the Argentinian revolt, for Mexico, and for Spanish with the Calabros. And also, who doesn't want to implement Sharia law? I always love to point out that as a joke because, yeah, I don't think I really need to explain the joke. You also get some fattened goats, which could be useful for Mexico. Of course, it's one of those get more over time. It would help them improve Hacienda's gathering rate. Right now, Betty is providing some coin. She's doing her best, just 0.11. Wait, that's not Fast Fortress at all. We got Baja. We got the filibusters. His deck was called FF, Fast Fortress. It was built to Fast Fortress. It's a psych out. We do now have the Walker's Gain. 7 outlaws now being shipped on in. We do have the barracks here. When he sees here's a revolt, you gotta assume the Mexican player is going to be aggressive. Wait. Dutch can get age 2 skirmishers. That is a hard counter to these filibusters. Going for Baja, at least anything with revolutionaries or any sort of, in this case, filibusters against Dutch, may be a really bad idea. There's a foreign investment shipment bringing some Japanese coin. I call it Japanese coin because it's a Japanese coin icon. And there's a round of skirmishers. Yeah, filibusters feel like a really bad choice. So he only doesn't have any out in the field. He has 6 military units in the field. Where? I'm not sure. Oh wait, no, that's just because 5 is queued up there. And of course the Explorer. Trade Monopoly victory immediately. He has 5 minutes to hold off attack and counterattack. Eichmann, all he needs to do to take out those trading posts. This is a sizable force there. He got 2 cowboys with a light cavalry, which are also vulnerable to the skirmishers. Those can gun down pretty badly. Does something to Sufi Mosque. Does bring a Shimon Pikeman. Blue's not really responding all too well. Banks do have pretty good amount of health, so it has a bit of time to breathe. Another round of skirmishers. Once it gets 10 skirmishers, that's probably adequate number to push them forward. They still have their 20 range, so that's probably very useful. And the filibuster needs to focus on the cowboys. Cowboys are definitely higher quality. One bank does go down. He still has 3 more, so his economy is doing just fine. And does get around a pikeman. Knows his opponent's arms at, so he can send the pikemen to where they're not at. Got demolition charges there as well. Does do some skirmishers. Has around a pikeman here. Yep, the pikemen. I think that's too many pikemen. He could have just gone for a much smaller number. He has time. He has another 3 minutes, 30 seconds. It is time to torch down something. It will go pretty quickly if he doesn't. But let's see, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading posts. That's why he built this one as well. That will give him, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading posts on the map. So he needs to destroy 2. Owl Hoots being gunned down, and the Banditos. More skirmish here. Good demolition charge there from the Banditos, I believe that was. Let's take out those guys. One trading post does go down. Needs to go hit some of those cowboys. And those pikemen went down pretty quickly. Another round of skirmishers. He has to cut village production. Don't go for villagers. Don't age up. I see him have a lot of resources. Aging up would be a bad choice. He needs to get another barracks. He has a trade monopoly victory against him. He does not have time to age up. And I would say it'd be a bad idea to build more villagers. His opponent's trying to win the game. He should as well. The villagers been brought in to draw some fire. Red doesn't have to win these fights, he just has to keep his opponent from leaving the base. Does get another barracks support on the field. There's Town Militia. He has lost some villages, but remember, he still has a good number of banks. Militia not straightforward. They're neither classified heavy nor light, so the light infantry will not do bonus damage against them. Same thing against the skirmishers. Now let's bring in the Religious Freedom. Or Red Lancers, are they in age... They're in age 3 research, right? I don't think the Religious Freedom is going to be useful. The Irish Brigadiers will probably be much better. He has around a pikeman. And these eyes start torching, destroying a trade post. He knows his opponent's backed off of here, so it could be a good idea to go for way over here. He knows where 2 locations where the trading posts are, so every other trading post location exists. 1 minute remains. He is now have to really crunch for time. The pikeman needs to keep their distance. He needs to keep those guys alive. He lost 1. He needs to go for another round of pikemen. He is charging for the pikemen. He has a small window. Red needs to focus on those pikemen. They are the high threat unit. Of all things I have to say, that is in fact the high threat unit. More skirmishers being put on the field. He brings back the pikemen. He has a massive number of them. He has 35 seconds. He's losing the skirmishers. Demolition charges get a good shot there. He couldn't win this fight. And all the pikemen goes down. Oh, yep, it is in fact a trade monopoly victory. It's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oh boy, that was actually relatively quick. Most of the time, Filibuster Baja California doesn't eye for the trade monopoly victory, but it was successful. I suppose going for very quickly can be very good. Plus, that map only had 6 trading posts as opposed to 8, so I think it is also a bit map dependent. Very sensitive. Also, welcome to stream. I just don't know how to properly respond to your comment. Yep. I don't know how to put that. I think he had just enough steam. That was his key. He only didn't need... He was losing steam. He just had enough steam to win the game. Yeah. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. So on the left side as the blue Germans, we have Tapir 92. On the right side as the red Russians, we have Spam and Scam. Let's see, no deck selected just yet. No deck selected just yet. When it comes to natives of the map, we do have the Cheyenne settlement to give you access to a horseman armed with a spear, good against other cavalry. I still don't know if they are a Lancer variant or just a cavalry good against cavalry. Most of the time it feels natives just don't get touched. I can understand why. As for example, you get these horsemen, which probably are a bit sub-quality, honestly. In which, in order to make them better, you have to get a research that costs 700 resources to make them plus 100% more damage against the cavalry. And faster building methods, it does have a role, but mostly in a treaty. And 12 bison is nice and all, but that costs us 350 resources. This would be much more useful if it was, honestly, 100, maybe even 50-50 resources. Looks like Blue does say the Nukta clubman. He likes to go clubbing with all of his friends. Blue could pull out a tavern to go clubbing with him. Thor does take out Kitty Cat there, and he will start sealing their tamarack trees worth 90 wood. And we do have a shipment available for the German player. 2 settler wagons. Got land grab, which is a little less common. A lot of mercenaries. Is this some sort of mercenary deck? Let's see, you got the Palatine settlements, which does House of Fire is much more population per building. It's okay. Not really that great, honestly. But it can be nice. After all, it makes you so you have to build, what? 1/3 of the housing. So if you assume 18 houses and just assume 2 councils you get for free. So you build 6 housing. I suppose it can save you 1,200 wood, approximately. But that's something that gets paid out over time. I don't think that this card is very good, honestly. Let's see. In order to make it more immediately useful, he has to have 3 housing, and that will effectively give him 600 wood. Which you could just go for 600 wood shipment. Yeah, not really big. I don't really high value in this card. Irish Brigadiers is always nice to have. You also have the German Black Riders, Jaegers, Pendurs, Bosniaks. Improve Mercenaries, improve attack and hit points of Mercenaries. Actually, we don't have the Mercenary Camps card, do we? Italian Elementos, which is a Papal Lancer Mercenary variant. Cavalry attack. He has the card here. Yeah, no Mercenary camp card, so not full mercenary, just partial mercenary. Maybe I'm a bit more relying on the tavern to get whatever RNG he gets there. Russian player has wood trickle. We do have the Boyars, the New Order Regiment, Strela Combat, Cavalry Combat, as well as a Sylvania, or however you pronounce that. I can't pronounce any name. Nukta allies? Huh, he already has a Nukta... No, wait. Nope, his opponent has that clubman. So you get 500 coin for 17 Nukta clubmen. They don't even get the H3 upgrade. That's interesting. And of course we got the Streltsy, Strela Hor, so Mass Streltsy, along with some other stuff. Nukta Clubman. Of course, he's in the wrong age. There we go. Now it's at the full multipliers. Just relatively basic. They're pretty healthy. 200 health was quite nice, but in age 3, that's not really a whole lot of... it's still a decent amount of health in age 3. But the damage output, not great. Even in melee. Musketeer is equivalent to a Musketeer. Only 10% melee resist as well. So 500 coin for 17 of them. Of course, they wouldn't be no population. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's actually worth it. It's a lot of them. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit indifferent about this card. It is 17. Oh, speaking about stuff, we got a decent amount of stuff here. Some recruits and Cossacks. We got, of course, 2 free Ulans. Cossacks have 26 damage, opposed to these Ulans 37. Ulans actually have less health than Cossacks. These villagers could get hit. We got the... There we go. He's going for some of the Pistoleros. A heavy outlaw. One villager does go down. These outlaws do have ×2 attack speed, so their damage output is slightly higher than Musketeers. Musketeers have, what, 23 or 24 damage? Times this by 2, so these guys effectively 30. Same health, same melee resistance. I think that's same multipliers as well. Can't remember on the top of my head. Same damage as the Nukta Clubmen. So they're also, they only cost 90 coins, so they're a little bit cheaper than Musketeers, slightly better than Musketeers. Also cost a lot more population housing than a Musketeer at 4. And also they bleed experience, as well as blood. Another shipment of settler wagons. I really wish there was a way I could see what things of mercenaries you get. Carl's Nipe? The K is definitely silent, unlike the K in Carl. Or Arl's Nipe. Yeah, let's go with that. Going for Sherman Crossbowman. He is fine against recruits. Though I'm not a really big fan of crossbowmen as a counter unit, unless they're fighting against light cavalry. The damage multiplier makes it a bit more average, honestly. Without it, they're just sub-average. Got a good number of these Ulans here, and they're drawing a lot of fire. Recruits do have good multipliers, like any other heavy infantry units. There's another big round of Streltsy. They are skirmisher full multipliers. Of course, everybody knows they have low health and low damage. And now we've got some Renegos. I don't know how to pronounce any name. But we are seeing a decent amount of outlaws. Outlaws are just generally rare. I like it. Pistoleros do have really high attack speed, which means they'll deal a lot less overkill. And there's a bit of overkill, at least their follow-up shot is much quicker. There's Renagos. They do have the ×2 attack speed, so either really fast or really slow. Compared to skirmishers, they are really fast firing. Like Pistoleros. Renagos straight forward. Of course, he is getting forced back. He's fighting a good number of Russians. Now we've got a shipment of the Irish Brigadiers, which are slightly better than Musketeers with promotion capabilities. I'm pretty sure they cost, if you ever get them dealt from the tavern as well, they only cost 100 coins, so they actually have spammable mercenaries as well. So you don't have to feel bad of losing them. Oh, we got also Buttercup here. Good number of recruits on the field. More Renagos being pulled in the field. I mean, it is a form of light infantry, and light infantry right now will be very useful for him. Got more recruits, more Streltsy, very fine coat. Think of the photo. EY Hendis 3. I butchered your name well enough that it can be served on somebody's plate. I probably should stop saying that joke. see, how is the population space? Yeah. He has gone for this one, so I probably should eat my words and say, I as much don't like this card, he's using it quite well. I still think the wood shipment would be generally better. Because right now he does have 4 housing on the field, so he is right now effectively saving 800 wood. So the alternative 600 wood card, he has had the 700 wood card, he could have gone for that. Actually, would have gone 700 wood, he could have built those housing, though it does reduce collection time for resources, but does give him some experience back. And he could have got a decent amount of experience. Maybe enough for, not necessarily enough for a shipment though. Blues push away back, Reds push away forward. These guys are very stacked up. Gonna Schultz here. Some of the Irishmen are getting quite vetted. Renagos firing away, getting some good hits there on the recruits. More Schultz people on the field. Now here's a round of Ulans, perfect against the Schultz. The recruits are here in small numbers now. Ulans here to charge forward and clean everything up. Looks like they will two-shot these Schultz. 37 damage, 72 health. And being able to just two-shot them rather than 3 shots is a very big difference as well. Some of Blue's reinforcements are a little bit delayed. More Schultz in the field, which is not good for all these Ulans now. 5 Ulans currently on the field. Only 1 Irishman remains. All the Irishmen are now down. And the thing about these Renagos as well is they also have 24 siege damage, which is actually very nice for a light infantry unit. These guys, they cost 4 population, but if you can take time to build a housing for them, they're a very good unit. They're of course not a late game Earth unit, but they're a good intermediary unit. Another round of recruits, very good. After all, in the early game where you don't have to worry about getting to 200 population, these guys, outlaws can fill a pretty nice role. They offer good stats for their cost. They do bleed off experience. 22 experience per kill. Yeah, 110 resources, 22 experience. I suppose the closest thing I can click on is Ulan, which only provides 15 and costs 150. Now he's starting to take out the other blockhouse. Red, what's Red eyeing? He's going for more recruits, but that's at this same blockhouse. He needs more blockhouses back here. He's building some stables designed for this stability in his life. German villagers migrating. They clicked up this coin deposit. Not clicked up this one. He may not have this one scouted. Those I can always check. He does not have that one scouted, so he's going for a known coin deposit. We've got some Cossacks on the build queue. More recruits. There's recruits down the field. The thing as well, the recruits will give him counter to the Ulans, but give him also he gets countered by the Renagos. And these recruits only have a little less damage than other musketeers when it comes to melee. How fast are pistoleros? They seem like they move pretty decently quick. And I suppose if he gets out of formation, click one of them. Because the movement speed does even... Oh, no, I suppose they do stay the same. Sometimes it's changed, sometimes not. 4.5, that's not too fast. Just nice to have a little extra speed. After all, in comparison to recruits, they move at 4, so in theory, if they're the same move speed as musketeers, they do move slightly faster than other heavy infantry units. Doesn't seem like much, but does help out. Oh, sorry, I just saw your comment. Interesting army the German army has. Yes, yes it is. You definitely build a deck around it, and I'm always here to see a interesting deck or interesting army. Of course, when he starts getting a max out population, the outlaws will start becoming more detrimental, but at this point in time, he's utilizing the higher quality very nice. Somehow, outlaws are higher quality than the Russian professional army. Now, the German player is aging up, going with Exile Prince. This does not affect outlaws. There's also the, what is that, Wild West? No. Or folklore research you can get from the outlaws to give them their aged up bonuses. Not shipment available just yet. Counter skirmisher. That would be a little bit overkill on the Schultzy, honestly. Bosnex Lancers. It's fine against a good number of cavalry here. Maybe maybe the Black Riders would be best at the moment. Of course, with this caster vision, because of course blue does not see red's current army. And usually at this point in time I try to compare population size, but with outlaws in the field, that is good out the window. Yep, we got the folk heroes now being researched. We'll give his veteran research to his outlaws, if that makes any sort of poor sense. He'll give them what, their plus 20% damage and health. I can't click on it and read it. The Cossacks will have trouble versus the Pistolero. They will do just fine versus the Renagos. Plus 22% health. Yep, that seems like plus 20% health. Plus 20% health and damage. They're veteran research. Now we do have some mercenaries deployed field, the Senal Horsemen, which I believe they have like 1,000 health. They're basically 1,000 health hussars, right? Can't remember off the top of my head. With many hit points and dual armor. Guess we'll have to wait and see. They almost deployed on the field. Yep, 1,000 health hussars. These are that's 36 damage, basically veteran hussar damage. They also have a bit of siege armor, which is not really necessary because, let's face it, the artillery does already less damage versus anything that does siege damage basically does less damage versus our cavalry. So that 30% siege armor is not important. Not like they can put a dent in them anyways. 1,000 health. Their range armor is quite nice as well. After all, Uhlans and hussars, we also have that bit as well. Blue's going could lose some of these villagers, not great. Oh, got war wagons, didn't realize that. We also bring in deployment of armored pistoliers. War wagons going to hold the line, send all horsemen charging way forward. The Russian player is not aging up. Needs a lot more coin, has plenty of food. War wagons slowly being picked on off. Renagos need to make sure they hit the recruits, but right now he's just having trouble with all the Cossacks. Sentinel horsemen started going down. Oh, got more Cossacks here. And more recruits. It looks like Blue's army will be cleaned on up. Oh, and Blue backs out of the game. Guess he couldn't really want to follow up. The Russian player has plenty of villagers. Guess, yeah, the German player lost too many villagers down here. Not to mention, there's another 20 in there. That's 2/3 villagers. Yep, losing that fight means game over. Shame that Blue lost. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I really wanted the Outlaws to work. They were doing quite well, just that Russian spam can be very good. Assume it's not the fish-flavored spam. Well, honestly, spam is sort of like bologna, honestly. Not too terribly bad. Not exactly high quality, though. Greetings everyone, and great here. I have another Age of Empires 3 replay. As well on bottom right side as the red Mexican. We have a Bustard, I think. As well on top left side as a blue Dutch. We have Mez. Oh, I butchered that well enough. And when it comes to natives on the map, we do have a very important native, the Berbers, which give you the best native unit in the game, the Salty Camel. Salty Camels enraged from carrying heavy bags of salt through the desert. Allows you to construct a salt mine. Salt mines are a 10,000 coin deposit, which does collect a bit slower, so they're a very cost-effective alternative to plantations or estates. It can support up to 20 villages collecting at one point in time as well. Plus, the Berbers also have the Berber Nomad, which is a villager variant, as well as Berber Camel Rider, which is a light cavalry. Now, looks like they're chatting a little bit. The Dutch player has selected a deck, the test deck. So, I guess it's a prototype deck. It does have Southander, or how to pronounce that? Sadhauder? I don't know how to pronounce that, or like anything in this game. Of course, your Explorer Dog. Your hero gets plus 50% hit points and damage. And town centers cost 50% less wood. Huh. 50% less wood, that's interesting. So it's sort of, I'm thinking of how useful is that, but the Dutch tend to rely more on banks, so they tend not to have too many villagers since they also have a small villager cap. It's a very powerful bonus on a civilization could make the least amount of usage of it. That's interesting.
Commando?
Earl Everston. I wonder if it's randomly generated or custom. Go either way. Antazio Inturrubi. Butchered that well enough. That doesn't sound Mexican or Spanish. Nope, either way, the kitty cat's going down. He'll steal his looted Vizikov Spoils of War by Musa in Nuyar. So it's a book, not the Visigoths from millennia earlier. We do now the Quartermaster being researched by the Dutch, while the Mexicans going for the Fox Kala. See the beginner deck. Rancheros. This may actually be a beginner deck. I don't really know the beginner decks off the top of my head. Yep, not sure. Howdy.
¿Cuál es la orden?
Well, the envoy does find the trading post. Over here, the general's moving around, and he will find some local fauna. A gazelle. I wonder how a gazelle tastes. Hacienda has been established somewhere. Right here. Looks like a rat is going to apply some aggression. The Dutch has pikeman shipment as well as a hussar shipment. Seems like Mexicans tend to go for some surges in the beginning. So based on this resources, I have a feeling he's going for a revolt. Or maybe he's trying to play Italians and bring in a papal guard. Either way, got the Cantina La Imperial, so I have a feeling he's going for Baja California. Two shipments available. Has Blue seen this? No, he has not.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Is artillery foundry here? Okay. I don't really see proxy artillery foundries all too often. So we got the filibusters, the Valhalla, California. He's also going for the trading post here, and he already has that one. But we got a proxy artillery foundry by the Dutch, which is incredibly rare. Grenadiers should be pretty good against filibusters. They're not going to talk the way out of this. The Grenadiers will probably fire grenades. Does take a bit of damage. He has some pikemen here for more siege damage, so he has lots of siege damage available. Grenadiers will have 41. The cow here could be obtained. Grenades find a pretty good splash hit there. Here comes pikemen. Pikemen do offer pretty low melee damage. Less than the filibusters. Run for an inspiring flag. We're seeing some more grenades. Another round of grenadiers been pulled in, as well as a round of hussars. Filibusters getting grenadiered. All the filibusters are now down. What type? Oh, he's bringing the coach guns. Most times it seems like most people tend to go for Walker's Gang first. And now he's under siege, and the Baja California really needs those trading posts. Any revolt deck that loses all your villagers need a heavy amount of experience, and red backs of the game. He was not expecting a Dutch Grenadier rush. Nor was I. As Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's find a game without Mexico. I've casted quite a bit of Mexico today. Here's one without Mexico. It's also with Dutch. I've also casted quite a bit of Dutch. Oh well. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. So on the left side as the Blue America, we have Cape Baldy. On the right side as the Red Dutch, we have Mias. When it comes to natives of the map, got a very important native, the Yak. They tend to talk back. Don't give them any slack. Give them a good smack. Also, we do have the Shaolin Temple, which gives you access to Rattan Shields to our Shock Infantry unit, as well as the Tingri Shrine, which gives you access to the Tatar Archers, Light Cavalry, and some local doggos. So if you ever have a pet, if a civilization can pull out pets, whether it be through cards or naturally, like war dogs for Spanish, it may be a good idea to go for these guys. After all, they get some, let's see, mounted units and pets move and attack faster. So it makes your cavalry attack faster, of course, but as well as those pets. In which the Aztecs have a pretty good pet card to get out the Jaguars.
Yes?
Yes. And the US player has a deck selected, bringing in some capitalism. Early Cav. Do we see the Buffalo Soldiers? Yep, the Lee's Legion. Not Buffalo Soldiers, Carbon Cavalry. Buffalo Soldiers is a specific card next age. In the third age. Let's see. Of course, got the native. Oh, got native treaties as well. Seminole Scouts. So may see some sort of light cavalry native play. Oh, cancels capitalism. He's got enough wood going for French immigrants. Also adds 35% hit points to his villagers, and also doubles his damage, his villagers' range damage. Sets status to active. I'm not sure what that means. Adds speed as well. So the U.S. Villagers will soon embrace the Second Amendment. And going for this shipment here. He has not gone for this shipment. He has he's at pop cap, but he's going for a 300 wood shipment. That's interesting.
Klar.
Got this explorer slicing apart the blind monk and steal his fragrant cinnamon quails. You monster. Use blind. Smelling stuff is what he can do.
Klaar.
The envoy is being rushed down by the Mongol scout.
Hallo?
Has 200 health, 5 damage. Versus 5 damage, 250 health.
Klaar.
Both have range resist as well, so the Mongol scout will win. As well as the general shooting the back as well. That always helps out. Looks like the Dutch is going for the quartermaster. The US player is not started age on up. So we got a pretty fast age up for the Dutch. Since he gone for... Wait, is that a second wood shipment? Yeah. See 100 wood there. Gone for 2 wood shipments. What's going on? Something is just different with this Dutch deck. So now he has 400 wood on the ground. He's going for all the trading posts up here. Doubt he's going to try to go for some sort of monopoly play. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's eyeing. US players now aging up with Pennsylvania, which is pretty much standard for most age ups. Trade card now being researched. Got an early trade card for the Dutch, which makes sense how much aggressive he's going for these trading posts. Let's see, it pays off. This is the 600 or the 700 wood shipment, which makes sense. He does not have any villagers being produced at the moment, does not have enough coin. That may be an oversight, maybe not, I have no idea. Don't get enough food to age up, but he will not have any coin. A Dutch player who doesn't have enough coin just feels weird to me. He's tasked all his trade posts onto coin now. There you go, he has enough. Now he's gonna queue up the villager, brings in a shipment of villagers. He almost has enough food to age up as well. He's doing a good job of corralling the local fauna to his town center. Wait, these deer have a safe vampiric-like appearance. Harvest of food. Musk deer? There's deer with fangs? Is this some sort of weird Halloween model? Is that actually a thing? Okay, I need to Google search that. Saber-tooth deer, as I heard of saber-tooth cats and a saber-tooth squirrel from Ice Age, but never a saber-tooth deer. Either way, got some American cavalry push way forward. Red's plans his own hussars as well. The general will go down, or not the general, the explorer. There's the red cavalry push forward. Gets a pretty good first strike there. Red's doing some good focus firing. Blue is spraying us damage. Red's tasking his hussars quite nicely. Those lose that one inspiring flag. Little late side. Red's down to 2 hussars. Blue's down to 2 hussars. It's going to be a Pyrrhic victory, whoever wins. Blue will win. The general was providing some good fire support, as was a later inspiring flag. But right now, Blue's far too wounded to actually pursue and attack his opponent. So, Red did not necessarily win, but Blue did not win enough. More hussars being shipped on or being deployed on in. Got some regulars and more hussars. Frontiersmen as well. Shipment of wood is also bringing in wood for the trade posts. suppose give him enough time. Let's see, each one's 49. He invested a lot of experience, a lot of shipments on to get these things up very early. It will probably be worth in the long run, but it just feels bad going. Probably go for 2 of those. That could be just me though. Trying to focus on the general to get the experience. Does draw some fire from the trading post. Of course, he is Dutch, which means he can get out H2 skirmishers. Has a church on the field for some divine intervention. More hussars. Even though regulars more or less a soft counter to hussars, if you deploy hussars in large enough number, they can quickly rip apart the regulars. Our counter unit's only useful if they stay alive. Of course, got these regulars just firing away. No inspiring flag here. That's just a regular flag on top of the structure. It is generally better to put these from these guys armed with their bayonets and charge forward. They would do 14 times 3 damage, plus twice the attack speed is 25 range. Another round of regulars. Another hussar there. I hear multiple banks now being blown in the field. Auto repair activated for a brief moment. Now let's bring the religious freedom, in which I think the Red Lancer research is an H3 research. Can't bring any mercenary just yet. He does bring some Minutemen, which are pretty nice to have. There will be worse off in melee than the regulars, but their guns are pretty good. Now we've got more banks being established. 25 villagers versus 25. The US player cut production. No, we saw the Dutch player not doing well in production, but the US player must cut some production. He does also have aging up to Kentucky, the 15th state of America. Largely settled by Scots in history, because the Scots love the hills. That Hussar could be focused down by red. A little bit foolish not to take that one out. There we go. Does lose a Hussar there. Does lose both Hussars and then get blues. More Hussars charging around. Statehood now being researched. More Hussars. There's the age up. Kentucky will provide the coal mines or 2,000 coin deposits that cut up twice as fast. And some owl hoots and sharpshooters. Not very useful right now. He's fighting against a bunch of heavy calves, so light infantry are not the way to go. But he's going for the Russian Merit Company, give him access to basically 2 barracks and 2 outposts wrapped in one package. Regulars do get focused down. Blue's wounded Hussar does get picked on off. Here comes the regulars and the Minutemen. Now got these Hussars charging way forward. He will hit the Minutemen. The other Minutemen first is better than hit the regulars. They offer higher damage, lower health, less resistance. More Hussars being deployed on in. This trading post does actually stay alive. The villagers are slowly being hacked apart by the explorer. We also got some veteran sharpshooters here. Not sure why he deployed those out. It's not from the Kentucky Hunters. Must be mainly deployed field, but do you guys have carbon cavalry? Or that may have been from the meeting house, actually.
Ik kan me niet bewegen.
Orders?
Got another round of Minutemen deployed on the field. He's down to, or up to 8. Here comes the Hussars. Good number of them, but the Carbon Cavalry are still here. The villager gets hacked apart though. He's focused on the Carbon Cavalry. Everything else is less important, though the militia Minutemen are still a priority target as well. Just not the sharpshooters. More sharpshooters pull on the field. That's definitely the wrong choice. Especially when the Dutch are known to go for routier skirmishers, so sharpshooters are just going to be less effective. So they more rely on their longer range and higher multipliers. Carbon Cavalry is going to be a great option right now.
I'm ready.
Last of Red's Hussars will be cleaned on up. More Carbon Cavalry, going for more regulars. Regulars, good idea. More Hussars to stream on in. He is just eyeing for mass Hussars. He is not eyeing to age up, is he? Going straight for the villagers, trying to try to do some economic damage, or maybe not.
Commando.
Not sure what he's eyeing. More Carbon Cavalry full on the field. He has a lot of Hussars queued on up. 10, 11. More Hussars being streamed on in. Training post here may finally go down. Got a small round of Hussars pushing up here. Maybe just have them focus on the general, since hitting the regular is not a great target for them. Here comes the Hussars, as was Carbon Cavalry. Carbon Cavalry here in very good numbers. Carbon Cavalry are cheaper, higher damage, higher attack speed cavalry units, but they have a lot less health, if I remember correctly. Those units get cleaned on up. The outpost does get saved. They don't have good torch damage. I've got Age up here, the Exile Prince. And we got rolling artillery being deployed on in, and he's seen no infantry from his opponent. So rolling artillery is probably a very poor choice. Doing those villagers is, however, a good choice. More regulars being deployed on in. A very fine coat, which is very much needed right now. Red is not evacuating these villagers. Not sure why.
Claire.
The Red's losing a good number of villagers right now, as with the trading posts. One trading post finally goes on down. And losing a lot of villagers there. 32 versus 30. The US player cut village production. Resuming it, so the villager production's quite even. As a second town center. Got now the trading post wagons being shipped on in. And some of these villagers are going down here as well. Oh, probably should not interrupt the music, my bad. Now got massive number of routier being deployed on in. And being shipped on in as well. 15 routier queued on up with another queue prepped. Blackguard mines being researched. I thought it was going to be some sort of industrial age advancement for the Dutch, but that's simply not the case. Also 9 routier shipment as well. Bank 9 out of 9, so he probably has gotten coffee. No, he's actually gotten both these banks, not coffee. Yeah, that's both coffee trades. Oh, he has all 9 banks on the field.
Commando.
And of course, he has increased villager possibility up to 60 now. Routier are weaker than Carving Cavalry, but of course they're one population unit. Sharpshooter goes down. Gatling guns do 75% less damage versus cavalry, so it's not great to be hit the cavalry, but that's the only target. Might as well fire away. Routier falling back, takes out the Gatling guns, saving the stable. He needs the stable because he actually does require that production queues. Another 10 more just pulled on the field, another 5 on the way. Routier right now have 16 damage, nothing too significant. The regulars have 30. Routiers do have, of course, good range, and they only cost 105, so they're pretty cheap. Similar cost to regulars. Got some sharpshooters here. They're going to be a good counter unit, offering a 310% multiplier against light cavalry. Right now falling back there. Routier, of course, quite speedy. So are Carving Cavalry. There's another round of Routier there. Bringing Sherman of skirmishers. No, cancels it. Going for cavalry combat now. I'll give it more quality in this Routier. Another round of 15 Routier all queued on up. He's all 32 villagers on coin. I think that's going for the Red Lancer. Don't know what resource Red Lancers require. He may does lose the stable there. It's also down 1 trading post. Blues pulled out 3 now. Also managed to point out a falconet. Only 1 though, needs more wood. Suppose he's fighting against mostly cavalry as well, so 1 falconet may all he actually requires. But it looks like Routier hitting sharpshooters that are moving. It's not a bad way to deal with them as well. Here's something of just some Mongol scout going down up there. More Routier pulled on out. Cavalry combat's providing quite a bit of capabilities there. Plus 15% health and damage is very nice to have. Sharpshooters in the middle formation there. Carving Cavalry is firing away. More sharpshooters in the background, picking them off. Some of these villagers drawing some fire, it's not good. They take a lot more hits with a 50% damage multiplier. I guess Falconess is one way to deal with trading posts. A little bit overkill, honestly. More Routiers shipped on in. He has a good amount of villagers on coin. Maybe a tavern, bringing some mercenaries of some sort. Veteran Routier push way forward. Got a round of skirmishers. Routier finds some of these French villagers. They have over 300 health. Good luck trying to gun those guys down with Routier. So the Minutemen are getting hit a little bit as well. The sharpshooters are drawing a bit of fire. Carving Cavalry, of course, in the background. Barracks being under siege by those falconets. And we have ship of the skirmish there, and now the trading post is under fire. Overall, just more sharpshooters probably be good for blue, but their 3 falconets does pose a threat. Oh, got some Tatar archers on the field. Yes. And blue's also going for the Shaolin as well. He does have that native treaty card, so maybe I can just bring a spike of natives.
What is your command?
See, Tatar archers. They have a 450% damage multiplier against all cavalry, but then reduced by 50% against light cavalry. I don't know if that's a multiplicatively applied or additionally applied. By the way, they do bonus damage versus light cavalry. They have 15 range and 5 base damage. such an extreme unit. They do have the ×2 attack speed and even faster attack speed and faster siege damage. He's gone for another round of rolling artillery. I sort of disagree with that. So yeah, those Tatar archers, they are extreme counter units. I have no idea how to quantify that. Do now some Rattan shields. They're a shock infantry unit, which means they will receive bonus damage from the routier. That's not a good idea to deploy out those guys. Though maybe a quick deployment there to hit the artillery pieces. We've got 6 falconets here. Routiers push way forward. Her culverins having trouble pushing way forward for counter barraging. It looks like only one's in range. Iron shields push way forward. More routier charge way forward. Culverins getting distracted by those routier. They need to focus on the falconets. Got good core of sharpshooters in the back of the line. One culverins do go down, the other one's soft backing on off. Can't deal with if the falconets connect to the sharpshooters. It may be over for the US player. And yet, looks like Blue's starting to get overran, and 3 falconets does offer good amount of siege damage. Routier does not. And it looks like Blue does back of the game. As Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. So this one will just be bugged out since it's a recording of a recording. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Powers 3 replay. Spawn bottom left side is the blue America. We have Caped Baldy. Spawn top right side is the red Japanese. We have red, or F1 red. Or no, that's fired? That's one. I'm bad with leet text. He does have a capital 1 in his name, so I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. When it comes to natives on this map, we do have the Tengri Shrine to give access to the Tatar archers and the Tengri wolves, get some local doggos. You got the Sufi Mosque, give you access to Quds Balaj, a heavy range cavalry, which also has a lancer effect as well. Additionally, you can get a very important research, Sharia law. Got a deck here, the early cavalry deck. Doesn't have the Lee's Legion, but you may be eyeing for having the Hussars. We do now have the French immigrants being shipped on in. He also has access to German immigrants, so gets his multi-flavored villagers. And of course, General will be taking on the local kitty cat to steal his Dodder Cedarwood. Got the monks, are they called? What they're called for Japan. I can never remember the name. But the local kitty cat will go down. Blue may steal that Stoder stand. Yep, Blue will steal the treasure. Japanese player has gotten a deck. Ranked Estendar. I don't know what that means. Or even pronounce it correctly, but looks like overall standard Japanese. Got the Yumi Archer attack, Ashgar Musketeer attack, Diplomatic Intrigue, Daimyo Motatata. No Daimyo Matsune, but we do have Masamune. We do have Shogun Tokugawa. Increased mortar range, so a bit more mortar cards than normal in Age 3 or Age 4. Cheaper flaming arrows as well, so we may see more of a siege. Japanese. And we also are lacking some of the age 3 multipliers like an Eno Rush. Though we do not have the Torii Gate being deployed on field, it does provide you 1 free samurai and a military rickshaw. And unlike Ubisoft, there's not the one-leg Torii blown up by nuke. It's a full-on Torii Gate. We have 1 ship available here. Got the German immigrants being shipped on in. The French and the Irish immigrants tend to go through the Great Lakes historically. The Scottish immigrants went through the hills, through Kentucky, while in the middle, you got the German immigrants. That's how historically it worked. And a lot of dead wildlife here. I don't really like seeing all the dead wildlife. They do degrade over time, so he is going to lose a bit of food here for food security. Yeah, he just murdered all these animals. I don't like this. He is losing a lot of food here because of this. Yeah, he may lose. Seeing how everything is like degraded by halfway, I think he just... Oh, this is bad. He lost so many of the local fauna here. It's really, really not good. Because I think all these guys are degrading entirely away without villagers collecting a scrap of meat off of them. Yeah, ugh. Don't do this. I can understand doing it to a small degree, but not that large. And not like you have to worry about, say, Japan placing shrines next to them. After all, this stuff is pretty close by his base. You can easily torch it down. I can somewhat understand doing it, say, to this stuff over here to deny the Japanese shrines from collecting up food. But this is just hurting the US player really, really badly. Got an unbearable bear here trying to steal his fragrant cinnamon quills. And now the US players want some hussars. Got some, of course, got the free samurai and some Ashikaru musketeers. Daimyo Mototada now on the build queue as well. Yep, look at all that rot. Hussars and general moving around. The general may eye for a trading post. Though, he also tried torching some of the stuff down. Go for the Philadelphia Convention. A good number of Ashikaru musketeers. State militia can be an adequate counter. State militia are effectively a crossbow replacement though. And I don't have high faith in crossbowmen. Musketeer here. Barracks on the way. Villager does escape on out of there. And that boom quickly get torching down. The samurai that is still alive does offer great torch damage at the rate of 67. Got the hussars before. I don't see any village carcasses. Got 20 villagers versus 20 villagers. Has only gone for 1x2 shipment there. More regulars being blown in the field. He's trying to stay regular. Meeting house being established. Luke gets the village inside the town center. Has 11 villagers there, so it is max out attack. The Minutemen now being brought in. He needs more regulars. Or state militia. He has some wood, so maybe state militia would be the way to go. Regulars do cost more of skirmisher costing style, a bit more of a balance between the food and gold, which is actually not great. Hussars here try to push forward. Ashikaru musketeers do have good melee capabilities, and they did get some good damage on Daimyo Mototada. Got a deployment of state militia and a shipment of regulars, and maybe I just go. Does he have the state militia shipment? You better go straight full state militia.
What is your command?
State militia do have a 50% damage multiplier. They also have only 13 range, so it's even worse than crossbowman range. So in comparison, crossbowman has 16-16 with only 25% damage multiplier. These guys have 50%, so plus what, 7 damage roughly. So they do have the same base 20 damage multiplier against heavy infantry or damage effect. So not great.
Yes.
They're also slightly more expensive than state militia, but they do have a bit more health than crossbowmen. More regulars being deployed on in. Pennsylvania Pound Valve being researched. Oh, that's Explorer. I don't know why I thought that was Daimyo at first. Daimyo's way over here, resulting in its health regen to get back into combat. Nothing we should being employed about the Daimyo. It does have a shim available, going for a shim of wood. Around state militia could be brought on in. Regulars does get a follow there. General may get quickly picked on off though. State militia does take quite a bit of damage. One of the Japanese monks do go down there. The other one is plenty healthy. German state militia being, well, shipped on in. You can also bring some Minutemen.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
State militia deployed on in. State militia do have the horde bonus, but don't really ever feel like it's worth it. That's just one of my opinion. Like I said, I just don't like crossbowmen, and state militia or the passive version of crossbowmen.
Orders?
Consulate now being deployed on the field. See how much he does have quite a bit of export, so he can bring some import. The back end tree could also help him out as well. Be aggressive, go for Japanese isolation, probably try to close out the game. Like, may just want to go for something a little bit more useful at the moment. As around Naginata Riders, they will be very effective for state militia. Naginata Riders do get picked on off. More of the Ashgar Musketeers being pushed on forward. State militia being ripped apart. They do actually have less range than the regulars. Firing flag has been established here. I bring some diplomatic intrigue, effectively getting him 375 export because he's not selected a ally just yet. And now we've got this trading post being established here, which gives him access to the Tatar archers, which is a severe counter unit against cavalry. Or some local doggos, which I don't know their stats top of my head. You only get 5, so I'm assuming it's very similar stats to the war dogs. Native embassy has been established, in which he has got the Tammany Festival, so get out some Cree. There's some Cree French villagers. So, he's going for a lot of flavors of villagers. He has flavor number 2, flavor number 3, and here that is flavor number 4 villagers. Right now, Blue has an army of 63 versus an army of 71. He has gone for Japanese isolation, so it's going for Bushido principles. And now bringing some Chariot Orchard rickshaws. This one's almost consumed, so he needs this one. There's going to be a bit of downtime. Those Chariot Orchard has been consumed. It was quite delicious. Does not retask all the villagers back on the berries, just only most. Now got some steel traps, Naginata riders. He's also going with native allies. He will only get the Angry Shrine, which I think he'll get some Tartar archers for sure. He may get some doggos. And he may get some Kree as well. So if you can squeeze out the Sufi Mosque, that'd be great. Heavy range cavalry. Not great, just extra. Not like he's fighting against a heavy range cavalry, which is perfect against skirmishers, which he's not fighting against. Yes. There's more militiamen. Let's get some Kree trackers and some Tartar archers with the Naginata riders. These guys will get ripped apart. Having a 450% damage multiplier against them at 5 damage at very high attack speed. I have no idea how to calculate their damage and how effective they are. But you got them for free, so they exist. And he didn't get out any exotic doggos. He's going for more of these archers. Nice thing about pets is they're neither classified as heavy nor light infantry. So, I suppose they're not. So, actually, no. Now think about it. I think they're still classified as infantry, so they will receive bonus damage from the Naginata riders. But there's no skirmishers to not receive multipliers from, so, the fact that it's neither classified as heavy nor light makes no difference. In fact, it makes a worse difference. Sufi Mosque can be obtained. Oh, he's trying to go for the Sufi Mosque. We may see some Kuz Balash. Gone for a very good number of these Tartar archers. Oh, he's supplying some local doggos now. Give them all the head pats. I'm a bit curious about the stats. I don't know the stats off the top of my head. A lot of the natives units I just don't know. 10 damage and 135 health. They're basic. And infantry, see stealth. Actually, this one's not classified as infantry. So they won't receive bonus damage from lance effects. They will receive bonus effects from the wind horses, which does improve pets and cavalry units to make them attack faster. So they're a little bit idle here. And overall, the more I look at them, these guys are not super great. As much as I'd like to see the pets, 10 damage is less than a Musketeer melee. They also have less health than Musketeer. I'm pretty sure their stats does automatically upgrade, so that's one nice thing about them. But our archers also do not have less damage for villagers like most light cavalry. So 5 damage still may be less than other light cavalry. Those villagers do get ripped apart. Here's the Kuz Balash. They are, in fact, you can see here, they have the very rare tagging heavy range cavalry. They're also not classified as light cavalry. And range attack, they just have 12 damage, standard range, twice attack speed. So similar to a musketeer. At a bit more health, so similar to a dragoon, if I remember correctly. But their hand attack is ×2 versus infantry at 18 damage, so they're a good Lancer variant with a range attack, with heavy range capabilities, so they're pretty much a counter skirmisher, to say the least, like most heavy cavalry. Which also may throw people some loops if you can hit by a ranged cavalry. You assume there's going to be light, so they may try to pull out light infantry units to counter them, which simply would be not the case. They're more of a unit that your opponent may not know how to fight against unit, like mounted infantry and mounted riflemen. Got some of these Japanese clubmen knocking out our Persuade 4. Got a good number of knocking out Ashgar Musketeers here. He has a good number of Kree skirmishers or Kree trackers. They are a archaic archer full ×2 multiplier with excellent health at 230, 60 health. A very healthy light infantry unit. Red overall is getting overwhelmed. We also got now the Sharktooth Bowmen, Seminole Scouts being shipped on in. Blue slowly getting whittled down there. The red is pursuing. The Daimyo survives and does go down there. Very important pick there. Red has advanced to Fortress A, so he has disciplined Ashgar Musketeers. They're already pretty high quality, and this makes them even higher quality. You also have the Golden Pavilion on the field, so their attacks up to 37, so they hit like a truck. Seminole Scouts, of course, another light infantry unit. I believe there are different. Oh, are they actually a Kree tracker? Wait, did I get these guys mixed up? Quite possibly. Either way, he has a good number of native light infantry units. Help deal with his opponent's heavy cavalry or heavy infantry. Well, the damage multiplier is only ×2, which is nice and all. I suppose. Oh wait, these guys have ×2 attack speed, so that's actually really good.
I'm ready.
There's a good number of these Sharktooth Bowmen. 3 trackers are just standard riflemen with really high health. Good number of heavy cavalry here, as well as heavy. Well, was Balashar still heavy cavalry? Their siege damage is not great, but they do actually have really high attack speed for their siege damage as well. That makes a difference. Villagers starting to get gunned down. Got some Ashigaru or Yumi archers being put on the field. The Kuzbalash will be very effective versus them. May psych his opponents out a little bit. But he still has a good number of regulars for those guys to hit.
Yes.
Got some Minutemen deployed on in as well. Advanced homesteading shipment received. Well, by 2 homestead wagons. Mills and states have more line side support. 5 population. I guess he doesn't want to go out in the field to collect local fauna anymore. Japanese player loses some villagers. He's down to 31. Also got some Shinobi, which are a light infantry unit, which masquerades as a heavy infantry unit. Another barracks support in the field. We do also have the Hazar being shipped on in, or they're being deployed. Or Yumi archers. Got the monk up here. This one's just lying the ground. Eyes of shrines, take them out. Very nice. US player probably should decide the age on up. Almost enough resources. A bit more coin. Going for the Virginia General Assembly now.
I'm ready.
More regulars, more Hussars being deployed on in, as well as some Close Balage. Settler wagons being shipped on in, which I suppose the German immigrants and homestead, advanced homesteading. This course gives another way to build more villagers. Very nice. You are limited to the number of settler wagons you get as US. 5 out of 5. Alright, that was 5 out of 5. Got some more of the Tatar archers, which are extremely not going to be useful since it's not fighting against heavy or any sort of cavalry. This player has enough coin to age up and needs more food. Yeah, I don't think these archers are going to be Tatar archers. Good idea. It does appear he's gotten to increase attack speed as well. Got a good number of light infantry here. The Close Balage and Hussars will love to find those guys. Those Balage could change the heavy, melee attack mode, which will have higher damage output against the infantry units than the Hussars. But of course, there's only so much surface area. Right now, he's aging up with Kentucky and going for statehood. I don't know why. I have expected maybe Indiana to be better, because he has a good amount of villagers at the moment and other sources of villagers. He could actually potentially eye Indiana's free age up and try to go for a somewhat industrial age focus.
Yes.
He also has a round of sharpshooters deployed on the field, as well as some Minutemen.
Orders.
An army of 90 versus an army of 49 of age 3 units versus mostly age 2 units over here. US player is aged up. He needs to get his veteran research going. Once he gets that, then he can push forward. Villager does go down there. There's the veteran regulars, veteran hussars, and the rolling artillery. And there is now opening there for blue to advance, but it's a small opening. Now it's going for the veteran Kuzbalash and Tangri. You really should get the wind horses. Increased attack speed would be very useful. 10% may not seem like a lot, but does add up. The only other, I think the only civilization get a benefit similar to this is the Italians, and that's a 2,000 wood church research, which is quite expensive, to say the least. Cavalry repeating range attack or rate of fire minus 10%. What is repeating range attack? Cavalry ledge stampede. This is a formations. Hey, look at that formation there. Maybe those are actually charge attacks. I have no idea. It does destroy some wall segments, or maybe those deleted. I think they were actually deleted. Flame arrows push way forward. Hussars trying to get those flame arrows, but they're dancing around a little bit too much. Boosters push way forward. Just has a sheer number of units, and now he has veteran research. They push for similar quality. And Red is back with the game. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on the next replay. I have time for I probably have time for a couple more replays, but I need time to restart the game due to the fact that I'm probably going to be doing for the sound bug any moment now. Please give me a moment to restart the game. And while it's booting on up, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. Oops, hit my microphone.